For those who saw this anime, the title probably wasn't a surprise at all, because this anime really makes you feel, well, all-powerful. And yes, we're talking about none other than Gurren Lagann. And if you think that the story is too surreal to correlate with the real world, well, think again, because I think you're wrong, and today we're gonna discuss why. And I wanna talk about this anime in general, because, well, it's just fantastic. Oh, and spoilers ahead. Let's go. I want to start off with this, and this might be the most obvious strong suit of the series. I watched a lot of animes and heard a lot of stories in general throughout my life, and when the basics got established in the beginning of the first episode, of these kids working underground and digging tunnels, talking about the surface and how to get there, I thought, well, okay, I think this will be an anime about this group of kids trying to escape this place and get to the surface. And the surface is also gonna be a big mystery in its own till the end of the story. Yeah, I can already see how it's gonna play out. But then they get to the surface in the end of the first episode. I was like, oh, okay, this was really unexpected, but let's go on. Then we hear about the Spiral King and that he made all the people hide underground many years ago, and our heroes say that they want to take him down. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is the story about that. They will try to defeat this evil king and free the entire world, and the king is for sure the main villain. And at first it seemed like it actually is the case, and we just moved on. Then we get to episode 8, that is loved and hated by many, where Kamina dies. This episode is extremely gloomy and dark, all the colors just vanish, and it doesn't look like the same anime even. And this mood and style change was, again, really unexpected and heartbreaking. So we continue moving forward, now with Simon as the main character trying to defeat the Spiral King, and it still seems that he really is the final villain, but then Simon defeats him in the middle of the anime. And this one really caught me by surprise, because I thought that this time I knew for sure where this is going, but at that point I think I should have expected the unexpected. We learned that the Spiral King was never the final villain, he was just a stepping stone, the one who was trying to protect the humanity from the true final villain. We also see Max that Simon uses getting bigger and bigger and bigger too as his power and will to fight grows even more. And this goes on and on and on until in the end Simon and the others battle this multi-dimensional and all-powerful being and actually defeat him. And now I want you to think about this for a second. We saw Simon go from digging holes in the ground to defeating literal gods. This is the most absurd and most crazy plot development that I've seen in fiction, period. Nothing can compare. And if you go into it without spoilers, like I'm willing to bet that there wasn't a person alive that knew where this is going. Forget Attack on Titan and it being totally unpredictable. This is the true king of having the most insane plot in existence. Now, because of how over the top this anime is, and also because its main thing is keeping you motivated, it might as well be the most inspiring anime to ever exist. The way it makes you feel is just, well, nothing can compare. Because as I said, we saw Simon go from digging holes in the ground to defeating gods. And it really does the job of making you feel like you can really do anything, just like him. And this anime is not about a gifted kid fulfilling his true potential, it's not about Naruto that was basically a reincarnation of Jesus Christ in his verse. It is about a boy that tried his hardest to believe in himself, and that gave him the power to pierce the heavens. He was never the chosen one. It is basically an anime about Rock Lee if Kishimoto never abandoned his character. And yes, all the Naruto references are essential. Also, I'd even go as far as to say that the main reason why this anime exists is to be the beacon of hope for everyone watching. There are other themes in this show, but they're all secondary. And at some point, the pace at which the characters grow doesn't even try to make sense. The longer the story goes, the more it just becomes the embodiment of pure willpower, showing how far it can actually take you. And to all of you saying that spiral life forms aren't real and they're just as fictional as Shinobi from Naruto, oh, well, you're right, but just to an extent. Because yes, I believe that So, my main idea is, even though spiral life forms aren't technically real, they're still a really accurate representation of an indomitable human spirit. We may not be able to defeat all powerful gods, even if we believe in ourselves, but this is the metaphor for what we can be capable of. Because we, humans in the real world, are actually these spiral life forms. It's just in the anime, the will to pierce the heavens gave people supernatural powers, but the core is exactly the same. Our desire to progress, fight, and reach all the possible heights is what made spiral life forms in Gurren Lagann what they are. And we may lack supernatural powers, but it gives us the same type of powers Simone and others got, because they didn't believe they are capable of what they did later in the series. Simone thought that he was just a regular kid, and only when he believed in himself he was able to pierce the heavens. And the same thing works for us. We might not be able to defeat gods, well, probably, but we can definitely do much more than we think we can. And the only thing that is required for that is the spirit to pull it off. It is not about being able to do the same thing Simone did. It is about being able to do what you think you'd never be able to accomplish. And the drill itself that Simone uses is obviously a representation of that. It will always move forward, twisting endlessly, until it reaches the heavens. Okay, so the only thing that I want to add is the only con that this anime has, and it's fan service. At first it was like annoying but mostly manageable, but then we get to the cursed episode 6 and I can't even show it here because it actually is that bad. Oh, and yeah, just a reminder, Yoko is like 14 to 15 years old in that episode and like in the beginning section of the anime in general. Another anime that I know that is great but also suffers from this is Fire Force, and this one is at least comparable to that, which is, well, frustrating. And you know that it can be done better. Almost all shonen anime nowadays have fan service, and it's, well, it's kind of sad, but it's like manageable because they choose not to double down on it. They choose to just leave it as kind of sort of revealing outfits, and usually that's it. And like, I can get used to that. Matter of fact, unfortunately, I'm already used to that. But no, Gurren Lagann had to go further. They had to include the bouncy sounds, the jiggly physics. The animators went all in on this one. Luckily, it really is the only con. The story is great, the characters are memorable, the animation is crisp. Like, if only they could nail that. So yeah, I guess that's it. There is not much more that I can say, and it's pretty clear, really. Oh, and for those that are subscribers of this channel, I was absent for a while, but that is not gonna be the case anymore. Well, most likely. I just needed some time to come up with new ideas and the way I see this channel in the future, and I think I succeeded, so I'll definitely come back here more often from now on, since I've got many more videos already planned. And as for Gurren Lagann, this story will always be the best show of the indomitable human spirit. And it really is about every single one of us. Yeah. Subscribe for more anime content and see ya.